Yo, what's going on, guys? DJS here. Wanted to do a quick video today regarding supply and demand a little bit, and kind of my thoughts on that, and wanted to know your guys' feedback on supply and demand. So, obviously, with the Fear Pack, there was a lot of people pretty salty because the Fear Pack was a lot more limited than originally thought. And the crazy thing about that is, in my opinion, there was no hype around the Fear Pack until about 2 weeks ago when we found out that it was a quick strike for them. A lot of stores, up until last week, we didn't know was going to get the Jordan 5s. And some places, our store in Portland didn't get the Jordan 3s and all this other stuff. Also, that mixed with the fact that there was like images originally of the shoes that weren't really the actual shoes that were dropping. Case in point, the Jordan 5s, they were looked more like the undefeated sort of version of a 5 maybe. Definitely not the black and white colorway, the Oreo one or whatever that we've seen. But so there was a little bit of market confusion early on, and then comes the release time, we find out it's limited, everybody goes crazy, and people are camping out all across the U.S. Now, Nike Store dropped its RSVP, so Portland didn't have an RSVP for this release. Part of the reason why is because I believe that they're updating the current version of what the RSVP was, and hopefully they're going to be revamping something quickly and soon. But the question is supply versus demand. A lot of people are mad that they didn't supply enough, and they're saying, well, Jordan Brand just needs to make more. My question is, do you think that's going to be the answer? Because, case in point, the reason why I have these out, Dave White ones. Remember when these came out? The first, I mean, this is probably the most prime example of a limited sneaker turned GR. They did a soft release of these, and they were reselling for $500, $600. Then a couple months later, they made it a general release. And now the shoe you can buy at retail, $175. So supply and demand. Do you mind that though? I mean, for me personally, I thought it was great that they made a general release because then I was able to eventually. I actually even got those from a restock. So I had the original ones from the launch. I could have gone them and sold them for $600 or whatever. I just, for some reason, I'm an idiot and I kept them because I wanted to do a size swap. But back then, I didn't really network and do like the whole size swap things. I ended up selling them to another YouTuber for a retail, like much later. But I ended up getting these in my size, so I was happy that I was able to get them. So there's kind of like this disconnect of like, well, should they make more? Yes, they should, depending on the shoe. But you also have to play devil's advocate, and I advise you guys to always think about these things on both ends. And what happens if they do make more? What does that do to the market? What if they made what if they made as many of every single Jordan retro that comes out as they did of the Concords? Like Concords, they made a crap ton of Concords, and as a result of those ones are like the biggest, like probably Jordan, one of the biggest, like the Jordan 11s are, right? So if they would have done that with every single retro, all of them would be still sitting on shelves, more so than some of them already are. Like the Fire Red 3s, for example. I mean, I went to Finish Line yesterday, and I still saw them online, and I know that they're sitting in House of Hoops and wherever else around the U.S. So if supply meets demand, then there's no demand for the shoe, and then there's no people. There's not as desirable of a kind of affiliation with that shoe. Now, is that a problem or not? That's the other question. So for me personally, it depends on the shoe. I mean, if you like the shoe, buy the shoe if you can, and if it's not something that you care about the hype, then I think that's a good thing. But and another example of supply meeting demand, if they did that with the Jordan 4s. Then the demand for those would go down as well, and they wouldn't be reselling for like $800 or whatever. But you know what? I don't have a problem with the reselling market, but at the same time, I'll never pay that price for a sneaker. I'll never pay that resale price for shoes. I'll pay a retail, and if I don't get them, I don't get them. There's another sneaker that comes out. But do you guys think that the answer is releasing more pairs? Do you think that's going to help or hinder a situation? I'm kind of up in the air. I don't think it's. I think what would actually help us a lot is if Jordan Brand, as well as every store that gets the product, gave us a heads up of how many pairs they get ahead of time. If Jordan Brand says we're going to be releasing 10,000 pairs, 100,000 pairs, or whatever the numbers are for the sneakers ahead of time. I heard the people in Nike Portland, I posted on my website, if you guys didn't see a picture of the line last night at midnight. It was like 50, 60 people deep. And then, of course, it grew from there. But they basically, one of the guys that I posted in the picture, I give him credit in the picture, followed up and said that Nike Portland only got one size run of the Jordan 5 Fear Pack. So it was like one size run, and there's like, I mean, the first 20 people got them or whatever, that's it. that's kind of crappy, but it's also like we at least got them. There was a lot of stores that didn't even get them, and some stores didn't even get that many pairs. So it's really kind of crazy. I just want to know you guys' thoughts on this kind of situation. I do believe that they need to make more pairs for sure. I just don't know how many. It would be nice if they disclosed how many pairs they made for all of the shoes and gave us an idea so we knew what the market was, the open market or whatever, for all of the sneakers that are made. Because the exclusivity and the limitedness of the sneaker make people want it more. And I think that's the foundation, the fundamental problem with a sneaker community nowadays. But, you know, I'm a firm believer just buying kind of what you like. I'm definitely feeling the LeBron kick. I've been trying to collect the collection of the LeBrons. I have just the 3s left, and none of these are hyped. You know, like, I can buy these all for under retail or close to retail if you find them. I mean, there's a lot of people that have them. That's why I've been buying them. A lot of the eBay pickups I've been getting are not heat at all. And I know this, and I know you guys probably don't care about a lot of them, but for me, I'm exciting, and it's exciting and it's fun for me to be able to buy some of those things. It's not necessarily about the heat, but have a good one. Let me know what you guys think. I'm curious. Later, guys.